Hi and welcome back for another video. In this video I'm going to do an unboxing of Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. This is an entry level smartphone from Panasonic. Also it is a dual camera smartphone from that company. And I think this is one of the cheapest dual camera smartphone that is available in the market right now. I have checked, other brands don't offer, actually are not offering dual camera in this price range. In this case, this is the first dual camera smartphone that anyone can actually afford. This smartphone has one another USP. It has 4000 mAh battery and it is being said that it has stock Android, and it is written on this box. Actually they have mentioned that it has Nougat, but on websites it is being said that it has stock Android. So here are the specifications of Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. I am going to read it out before I cut the seal open and show you the items inside the box. So it has 5-inch HD IPS display with Android Nougat. The processor is 1.25 GHz quad-core, and the RAM is 3 GB. It has 32 GB of internal memory, which can be expanded by 128 GB SD card. Then it has 13 megapixel autofocus camera combined with the 8 megapixel camera. So it has a dual camera with LED flash. Then it has 5 megapixel front camera. It is then supported by GPS, Wi-Fi, dual SIM, and it supports 4G, 3G, 2G and all kind of sims. So now then the battery, like I have told you, has the capacity of 4000 mAh. So these are the specifications for the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to unbox this smartphone. The smartphone box also talks about slim design, front facing fingerprint sensor and OTG support combined with the Arbo AI assistant. I forgot to mention that previously, so now I'm adding it right now. So let us move ahead now and cut this seal open. As you can see, it has two seals on the box and they are very easy to cut. The box of the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500 looks very interesting. The way you open it is very different compared to the other boxes I have unboxed. So it's nice that they have it like this. It's very sticky and it sticks to the box. So now the smartphone seems to be upside down. I may have to turn the box so that it can be in the right alignment. So this is the smartphone wrapped in a plastic pouch. So I'll remove this phone from this plastic pouch, and then you can see this is the phone. It has a plastic film pasted on the screen. I think it has Gorilla Glass as well, has been written on the website, but it was not there on the box. So as you can see, this is the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. Perfect looking smartphone, but although it feels like I'm holding a brick in the hand, it is quite a bit heavy in my hand. And right now you can see this is the plastic film, and now I will remove this film so that we can look at the screen of the phone. So this is the screen of the phone, the front of the phone, you can say. It looks nice, has a fingerprint sensor as a home button. It's pretty dope from the front. Obviously, it has a front facing camera, you can see that. It has that on the left side. So I will now keep these things aside to see what's inside the box. So inside there was a screen guard, some paperwork, SIM card removable tool, a USB cable which is white in color. Then we have this headset, also white in color. I hope they are good in performance. Let's have a closer look at the headset. Well, I must say that there are some good looking headphones. Also, let us have a closer look at the charger. You can read the charger specification here. It comes with an input of 0.35 amperes and an output of 5 volts, which is equal to 2000 mAh. Now that we have seen the inbox items, let's proceed to see the phone itself. I think this yellow background is actually causing a little bit of overexposure. I will change it so that the phone can be clearly visible for a few shots. So this is the back surface of the phone. It is gold color smartphone. The surface is very shiny and smooth. It also seems to be slippery. It is very soft to the touch. Now I would like to close in on the cameras and talk more about them. Now I would like to close in on the cameras and talk more about them. It has two cameras. They have placed on the left side of the smartphone. One is 13 megapixel and the other is 8 megapixel. There is a slight bulge to the camera. They are slightly protruding outside the smartphone. To the right side of the cameras, we have a dual LED flash. They are clear white in color. So I hope this combination of dual camera and dual LED flash takes some good photos, because these days obviously a lot of people are preferring to buy a smartphone as a replacement to their compact camera. They are actually avoiding buying compact camera because they are getting 13 megapixels in the smartphone camera itself. Now let's turn the smartphone and see the front side. The front of the phone is mostly black in color. It is protected by 2.5D curved Gorilla Glass. This Gorilla Glass is adding to the beautification of the smartphone. It is adding to the aesthetic appeal of the phone. I don't know how the smartphone would look without this 2.5D curved Gorilla Glass. So it also takes away the need of installing a tempered glass, but if you want, you can install it. On the top of the left side of the phone, there is a SIM card tray where you would insert SIM card and SD card. I have seen many budget phones before. They manufacture some very slim phones. I was expecting the same here too. It was written on the box also that it is a very slim phone, but unfortunately, to my disappointment, it is a thick phone. It also carries some weight to it. Usually, whenever I think of a Panasonic phone, I think of a slim smartphone because I have seen them manufacture some very thin phones. But in this case, I think Panasonic decided to go with a little bit of thickness, and they have added a bit of thickness to this smartphone. And also, it is a bit of a heavy phone. Otherwise, the previous Panasonic phones that I have used were very thin. So this was a disappointment for me. On the bottom, we have two speaker grills with micro USB port on the center. I believe only one will be functional. Actually, this is the case in many smartphones. Only one speaker grill is always functional. Maybe they add the two beauty grills for beautification only. The headphone jack is on the top side of the phone. It is a good thing that budget and entry-level smartphones carry headphone jack. Otherwise, the flagship smartphones launched these days don't include headphone jacks. If they remove the headphone jacks from the budget phone also, I know a lot of people would be disappointed, and that's not a good thing to do. On the top of the right side of the phone, we have volume rockers and power button. The volume buttons are joined together, and there is a small gap between volume down button and the power button. The Panasonic Eluga Ray 500 has a physical home screen button. This home screen button also has a fingerprint sensor inbuilt in it. The top of the front side of the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500, we have front camera, a speaker for hearing during calls, and a Panasonic logo printed on it. I will not do the first boot, but I will do it off the camera so that I can shave off some time from this video. So I am back again after the first boot. I will now head straight to the About Device section. I will talk about the display later. I am in the About Device section right now. You can read all this here. You can get information on the baseband version, kernel version, and build number, etc. Panasonic Eluga Ray 500 comes with stock Android. It was written so on some website that I read, but I don't know how true it is. Looking at the phone, it seems like it is not completely stock Android. It has many modifications. Yes, it feels like stock Android. It feels that it is almost stock, but it is not completely stock. There are many things that I find to be not fitting to be called a stock Android. This is the example of one such modification. These are a bunch of pre-installed apps on the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. It includes apps like Truecaller, Uber, UC News, Video Player, Xander, etc. Moving forwards, the touch of the phone seems to be responsive. The handling of phone seems fast. I am able to easily navigate from one screen to another. The smartphone is indeed not lightweight. It has some weight to it, but it is not something that you won't get used to. So once you start using the smartphone in 2 or 3 days, maybe in 1 week, you will get used to the weight of the smartphone. Even though it is said that the smartphone has stock Android, its camera is completely different. The camera app on this phone is custom. It has many settings available for you to play with. I will cover it thoroughly while making a camera review of Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. This camera seems fast and is quite responsive to the touch, and focusing also seems flawless. With a short summary, I would like to conclude this video. In my first handling of the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500, I felt that the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500 failed to make a positive impression on me. It's kind of okay, but I think there are better phones out there. For example, you can buy Moto E4 Plus in this price range, or you can buy Lenovo K8. You have to just pay a few more rupees. Looking at the specification, it seems like a very attractive choice. The dual camera, the battery life, and some other features offered in this smartphone are solid and are very good reasons to buy the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. It doesn't feel lightweight, nor it is thin like they claim it to be. The touch and performance seem to be just above average. It is not slow, but slightly above average. I cannot say that it is a wonderful phone in terms of speed, because I could notice that there is some lag. It is faster than many other phones below its price, but obviously the UI, I think it is not completely stock, and that's why the speed of the phone is a bit slow. Maybe I am expecting a lot from entry-level smartphone. Maybe the high specification of Xiaomi smartphones have raised my expectations a lot. There are many people who actually avoid Xiaomi, Lenovo and Motorola because of them being Chinese brand. They actually want to go for some well-known brands like Samsung, Panasonic and LG. If you look at these brands, I think Panasonic Eluga Ray 500 is the least they could offer. Even though I may not like the phone, I do not find any reason to not recommend the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. It indeed is a good phone. If someone wants to buy a Panasonic phone and if he asks me if he can buy this phone, if this phone is good, then I would say yes, it is a good phone. You will find a flaw here and there, but that is not any such a big issue that I may not recommend it. I am going to use this phone for a few days. Then I will give you my 5 reasons to buy the Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. Then I will proceed with the video where I will be talking about the cons of Panasonic Eluga Ray 500. Until then, have a good day. Thanks for watching. I will meet you in the next video.